In this video, I'm simply going to talk about conditional formatting, which is another topic in Module 2. And conditional formatting is basically formatting our cells based on a condition. So the fact that these cells have a red fill with a red font. A lot of students who don't understand conditional formatting will assume somebody simply selected a cell, they made the font red with a light red fill behind it, and they just manually hit these buttons, but that's not the case. So I'm going to hit Control Z. This is a format that is here because this is a number that's turned negative. If the number were to become positive, so if I were to just make this 21 million, and now we have a positive cost of sales for this month, that red fill and red font went away, although this one down here ended up being negative. So if I Control Z and go back, notice this one now is not red and this one is red. So these formats are happening because of a condition. Now conditional formatting, again on the home ribbon, is right here. And if I want to see what conditional formatting has been applied, I simply select a cell or group of cells where I think it's been applied and go to the conditional formatting button, and I can say Manage Rules. And I can see right here what the rule is. If the cell value is less than 0, we're going to make it that red fill with the red font. So I can delete this rule right here and now hit OK. And so of course all of that conditional formatting went away. Now I want to put it back again. How did they create that rule? You want to select all the cells where that rule is going to apply. So in this case, I'm going to select both of these columns, all of those numbers, conditional formatting, and we have several different choices here, but there's some predefined rules under Highlight Cell Rules, and it's if the value is greater than, less than, equal to, text, a date, duplicate values. You have a bunch of rules here. We're just going to use the less than rule. So I select that and it says format cells less than what? The answer was 0. Basically I'm looking for negative numbers. And they've come up with some predefined formats, and I tend to use those because it's quick and easy. But the one light red with dark red text, there's yellow. A lot of times there'll be a green one, so if, in case you're wanting to highlight good things, so cells that are greater than a particular number, you might want to use a green text there. Or you can do a custom format, in which case you can go through here and you can make something bold, you can change the color, you can go to the fill, you can add a border, you can even change the formatting. So you can play with all of these format areas and create your own custom format. I'm going to hit cancel. I tend to use the predefined ones because they're just quicker. So light red fill with dark red text, you hit OK, and there you go. You can always run back and check your rules and see, and if you see that you've messed something up, you can run here and then just delete that rule or edit it like that. So another set of rules that they've applied here is you look at all these green cells and like, well, what are those about? And so I will just select a single cell right now, and then I'll do my Manage Rules thing, and I can see right here is they're highlighting the top 5%, the values that are in the top 5%. So let's delete that rule. Well, yeah, I've deleted that rule. I'm going to hit Control Z as it come back. Something else I should point out right here is it tells me what cells this is applied to. C26 to N45. So now, anyway, when I delete that rule. So I am going to reselect C26 to N45, which is this column right here. You wouldn't want to grab the monthly total row because, of course, if we're doing the top 5%, these values, because they're the totals, would always be the largest values. So again, how do we set that up? Conditional formatting. A second ago, we played with Highlight Cell Rules. The one just below that is the top or bottom rules. So you have top 10 items, top 10%, bottom 10 items, bottom 10%, everything that's above average, everything that's below average. So those are some of your choices, and then of course you can create more rules. So we wanted the top 10. By the way, 10 is a number that we're going to be able to edit. So we'll go grab the top 10%, and right here we can change that 10 to a 5, and instead of being red, because these are the top 5% of the numbers, we can do a green fill with a green text. Is that what they had done before? I think so. So anyway, we'll hit that and hit OK. and now we've applied that rule. So if this number happens to shrink for whatever reason, and now it's not the top 5%, and so the green fill goes away. So conditional formatting is a pretty powerful tool. I use it all the time. You just have to recognize that something that has been conditionally formatted versus simply hitting the fill bucket with the font bucket. You want to make sure, and how you do that is double check. Is there a rule here? How did they get that to be green? And now I can see the rule. They mention in the book, because it's not obvious how come this is green and what does even the green mean, that you should put a legend someplace on your workbook that says top 5% in sales are green. One other conditional format I'll mention as long as we are talking about it in this video, and it doesn't really apply to this spreadsheet, but it's something I've used quite a bit, and that is I can have a conditional format on duplicate values. So let's just say I'm just going to randomly grab this block of cells, and I want to know, do I have any duplicate values in here? So under conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, right here's one called duplicate values. So I'll select that, again, light red or whatever color you choose. Maybe just for fun, we'll simply do a red border around them. That's not that bold, so let's go with the red text, and I'll hit OK. And so now I can tell I've got duplicate values right there. Is that the only ones? Yeah, that seems to be the only ones. I will use this if I've downloaded a list of accounts or a list of names and I want to know if something shows up more than once. I'll select the whole range of names or accounts, conditional format, and highlight duplicate values. And so even if there's 10,000 names in a list, I can scroll through quickly and then see if any of them are duplicates by the format that I've set up. So that's it for conditional formatting for now. Later we may play with data bars or color scales or icon sets, but for now we're just talking about changing the color based on a condition.